proceeds will go towards First Baptist and the work that you all are doing for infant mortality. So it don't have to be that. Yeah.
So just to be clear, there are no proceeds. There's no money.
No, they are. No, yes, there are. They already got them. Yeah,
yes, you already got the proceeds. That's true.
Yeah, they are proceeds. They already got them.
You're winning for claim of fame here.
Yes.
People are going to be joining us soon because the link was shared with the congregants, right, Melissa?
With who?
The link was shared with your church members.
Yes, someone coming in.
So people should be joining soon.
The other thing that I'll say, guys, that is so important we're having fun with one another, and I'm all about this, and I love this, particularly because I got several of you that I have relationship with. But the thing that, again, I don't want us to lose sight of is the fact that infant mortality, African-American women and African-American families is double the rate of their white counterparts. So yes, we're having fun with this game, and we're doing what we can to help to create awareness, but let us not forget that babies are dying in African-American communities at double the rate of the white counterparts. So yes, we're having fun tonight, but let's be clear. So I'll just share, this is something that I said with Pastor Rowan, is that when I realized in my church, at the church, that there were 16 women that had lost children between 0 and 1, my own mother lost 2, and I had knowledge of it. So yes, we're having fun, but let's be clear that this is a problem, not only in the African-American community in Wyandotte County, but also in the state of Kansas. And we're in the top 5 worst states in the country as it relates to infant mortality in African-American community.
Before I go, I mute myself for the rest of the game. That way I will not be involved in the background running things. I do want to let you know that if you are not talking, to please mute yourself to help eliminate background noise. Broderick will reset the buzzers once you press it. And so you have that capability, Broderick, to reset it so that it's back to green for everybody. And the first person who buzzes in is the one who gets to answer the question. I will be available through chat going forward. So if you need me, just click in the chat box. You can chat directly to me, and it's Mariah Kranz. And Broderick, you are going to be on, and I sent you a couple facts in your chat box, Broderick, for you to.
And I, honestly, Mariah, thank you, but share those facts. Please share those facts.
So Black infant mortality is incredibly high across the country, depending on where you're located, anywhere from 2 to 6 times the rate of white babies, and roughly 2 to 3 times the rate of Hispanic babies, although Hispanic infant mortality is on the rise, and we are attributing that to racism as well. But we do know that in the Wyandotte County area and the Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City region in general, Black infants die at a rate of 4 times that of white counterparts. And in Wyandotte County alone, you lose an average of 2.5 kindergarten classrooms a year due to preventable causes, which include sleep-related, but also includes infections, low birth weight, and prematurity. And so it is
say it again, Mariah. So what you just said
2.5.
2.5 classrooms. Tell me what that number, so bring it down to layman's terms. How many people?
So it's an average of 28 to 32 babies a year in Wyandotte County alone. And that depends. Some years it's less, and other years it's more. But it is a significant amount. And across the metro, it's 6.5 babies a year.
So 30 babies a year. Let's just say for the sake of discussion, 30 babies a year are lost due to what we're discussing tonight.
Oh.
I want you guys to fully appreciate what we're talking about. 30 babies a year. What would happen if one of those 30 babies were in your individual families? And how would that impact your family? Again, I may mention that within my church, 16, I identified 16 moms that this impacted. My own mom lost 2, but yet it was not discussed. So yes, we're going to play the Jeopardy game, and yes, we're going to have fun tonight, but I don't want us to lose sight of this is a travesty that's happening within our community, not talked about. I'm very thankful, very fortunate that Pastor Cedric Rowan and First Lady Rowan have their first grandchild. What happens if that grandchild was lost within the first few weeks of that baby's life? And how would that impact not only them individually within their family, but how that impacts the church? I can imagine that probably the church would be devastated because of that. And so what happens is, or what does happen when the janitor loses a child? What happens when the usher loses a child? What happens when the minister loses a child? So the pastor and first lady obviously have a certain position, but what I want to continue to accentuate is other folks in the faith ministry have a role in this, and this is why every baby to one is. Okay?
Can I just say, add something too? I just want to express on behalf of myself and Renee, first of all, to Mariah and to Shalise for their patience with us. And then second, for all of y'all for showing up and doing this. First Baptist, y'all rock.
Thank you, everyone.
I love each and every
Let me also accentuate that. First Baptist.
Thank you, Melissa.
Let me also say something that the Mariah and I are aware of. So we're in the second phase of this project. We started with one church, my church, New Bethel, and then we expanded to additional churches. And quite frankly, I was surprised and shocked because we had a matrix that we put together that would qualify churches to participate. First Baptist scored higher than all the other churches that we in the matrix.
Can we get an amen?
I'm just saying, you all scored higher, but that is a testament to what you all and what Pastor Rowan, excuse me, disrespect, what Pastor Rowan put together as it relates to how he is connected to community, how he has connected the ministry, and how he's connected with families. So that is hugely important. All right, so Mariah. So these first couple of questions, we might have to we're gonna have to do some trial runs. So, healthy babies trivia.
Roderick,
Yes.
please check your chat because I put a message in there for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Just a reminder, everyone, this call is being recorded today for future use for Every Baby to One. And an edited version will also be sent to Pastor Rowan to be used in the church as you guys see fit.
Wow.
All right, now, so Mariah, what do I need to click on to start the game?
I am driving it, and as soon as you're ready to go, just tell me you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
A rock team.
And I'm going to recognize you guys as Team 1 and Team 2. So Team 1 is Roderick Williams. Team 2 is Cedric Rowan.
Team captain is Dory Rowan.
No, I did that purposely.
Gabby, the code is in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I just plug it back in.
Rhonda's ready. She wants to go first.
Well, I'm gonna put the pressure on my brother. That's my namesake. Okay, so Roderick, I need you to select a question. So here are the categories: sleep, cribs, safety, health, and true or false. I need you to select a question, whether you want to do a $100 question, $200 question, or $300 question in any of the categories.
We take cribs for 300.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Although once thought to be convenient in 2000 or 2011, the sale of this type of crib was banned. And I'm going to help you out. You got to give your answer in the form of a question.
What type of crib that was thought to be convenient in 2011 was banned?
Correct.
We see that.
The answer is
No.
what? Oh, okay. You gonna show me?
Question
What
is,
Give you some hints. We gonna help you out.
You on the buzzer?
somebody got to, on your team got to hit the buzzer.
All right, the buzzer's been
I
hit.
don't know whose team I'm on.
Where's
My
the
team,
buzzer?
Lisa.
Does everybody know whose team they're
Yeah,
on?
Lisa. Yeah, you're on my team. I sent you that text this morning.
Where the buzzer at?
Oh, okay. I don't know what the buzzer is though.
The buzzer is in that buzz in. It should be a big green thing where you did buzz in. So you should have a buzzer that's green.
Well, I don't have buzz in.
Once again, this is a learning opportunity. It's all good.
And it's being taped too.
Wins at the end.
See, is there somebody on
between
your team?
Only between Rod and Pastor Rowan will be bragging rights.
Broderick, you didn't clear my buzzer. You have to reset my buzzer.
Because I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that yet.
I don't
Okay,
even see the buzzer.
I need to get a buzzer.
Well, who hit it first?
Nobody's hit the buzzer. Oh,
I hit the buzzer. I was just testing.
Somebody hit it. All right, so
Okay.
Mariah, help me
We're on
out.
the same team though.
See?
I don't have a buzzer.
Hold on one second, everybody.
I love it. I love it.
To make
Where's
sure
the
you don't
buzzer?
buzz in.
All right, so who hit the buzzer?
Same time.
Mariah, are you able to show who hit the buzzer?
Hold
Cookie
on.
hit the buzzer.
Hold on, everybody.
I get the answer.
Broderick, to
Yes.
make it easier so everyone's not buzzing it at the same time, it should be pairs. So initially we were going to start with Pastor and First Lady, and
Okay.
their people behind them, and they compete against each other.
Okay.
oh, okay.
So
I don't even see the buzzer though. Still.
I don't have a
when
buzzer.
you get the buzzer on the when you pull it up, there should be a green buzz. So you hit that when whoever is up to play, because that
Pull it up from where?
Buzz in.
On your
Well,
other
can you
screen.
use the space bar as well? I thought I read something. Space bar also works as a buzzer button.
I'm on my tablet. I don't have a space bar.
Okay, so Shalise, who buzzed for this answer?
I don't see it. Only you have the can see it, brother, because you created it. So did everybody sign into the buzz in and put the code in?
No,
No.
and did not sign in.
Okay, maybe to make this simpler, when it's your turn to, if we're going to play in pairs against each other, then you say your name, and whoever says it first, and that way it might be
So
a little
Rhonda, so
simpler.
I'll then, based on what you just shared, it'll be one person from each team playing against each other. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes. So that way
They have to raise their hand.
Yeah, they have to.
or say their name, so
Or
that
say-
way you can hear it.
Yeah.
Would you
Now,
like to
Mariah
start
or
over from the
Shalise?
beginning?
Mariah or Shalise, once they raise their hand and give their answer, how am I able to show their answer, show the correct answer?
So
I will show it.
Mariah is going to do all of the technical stuff with the game.
Okay.
So you
All
don't
right.
have to
So
worry
right
about
now, I'll give Rod's team the opportunity, since we're trying this out, to give the correct answer for cribs for $300. Someone from Rod's team give us the answer for the question.
This is Cookie. What is a drop side rail crib?
Yeah.
It looks like she already had the answer.
That goes. All right, now hold on. Let us continue on. So,
Okay.
so Cookie, since you gave the correct answer, read the description, please.
Okay, read the,
The
okay.
response.
It's on the screen, Lori.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Cribs for 300. I'm sorry.
It's on the screen. It says, look at the screen, drop side cribs.
Yeah, the drop side crib.
No, look below. It
Okay,
says,
drop side cribs pose a strangulation risk for babies, and the manufacture and sale is now prohibited. Anyone who has an older drop side crib is urged to, and it cuts off. Doesn't
So
say
Mariah,
anymore.
so here's what we'll do as we continue. So Mariah, give the explanation.
Oh, okay.
So the drop side crib, they do pose a strangulation risk, and the manufacturers have requested that they no longer be sold, including in resale areas. And if you have one, you're urged to stop using the crib and to immediately contact a consumer protection agency if you bought it from a store firsthand, or if you bought it secondhand, to throw the crib away and purchase a safer space for your baby to sleep.
And Mariah or Shalise, would you give a little more explanation in layman's terms of how strangulation might happen? Give an example of a real life example.
So as you can see in the picture associated with the slide, there is a doll of an infant who is trapped between the drop side that had come loose and the mattress, and that is actually what had occurred that prompted the Consumer Protection Agency to stop the sale and recall all of them. If the screws become loose or they're not installed properly, that drop side can come down and trap the child, or it can come down and with little to no force, and the child can fall out of the crib.
Does everyone understand the importance and the priority of this particular question?
Yes.
All right. Next question, or next, go back to
Brother Crawford, can you one more time at everybody say whose side they are on? Because Lori and Rod were on the same side.
Yes.
So that's good because Lori
Yes.
and Rod's team answered that question.
But Rod was supposed to be going against someone from the other team.
Right. Okay, I got you. So what I will try to do, so Mariah, help me out. So this is where it becomes challenging. So Rod's team answered the first question. So I'm now going to go to Pastor Rowan. So everyone that's on Pastor Rowan's team will now be able to answer this question. So only people from Pastor Rowan's team can buzz in. So Pastor Rowan, as the captain, choose a category and amount.
Persons on my team are Sister Della, Sister Letha, and Sister Rhonda.
Okay.
All right.
And I want give us true or false, $300.
True or
Rhonda.
false, 300.
Rhonda
Letha.
got that answer.
This is only for Pastor Rowan's team, so nobody else can buzz in.
Okay,
have-
are we supposed to wait until after you, are we supposed to wait until after
you?
you, are you supposed to wait until after you read the question, or we can just
You
buzz
need to
in?
let me read the question
Okay.
before you buzz in.
Okay.
Alex Trebek tonight. The majority of sleep-related deaths in babies are the result of bed sharing. True or false?
Rhonda, what is true?
That's right.
The answer is
True.
yeah.
Hey!
All right. Pastor Rowan's team has now answered a correct question correctly. All right. So, Mariah, give us the definition behind it.
So on average, in the United States, roughly 3,500 infants die a year, and they are involved in unsafe sleep situations, meaning that they are either placed to go to sleep in bed with a parent or a caregiver, or a couch or a rocking chair, or the arms of a caregiver in a recliner chair. It's always safest to put baby on their back in their crib or bassinet. And the American Academy of Pediatrics actually suggests that babies be put, the crib be put inside the room of the parents. And that way you have easy access to baby. And the baby always be placed with nothing else in the crib. It's also Nope.
So
That's
Shalice, give us
environment.
some real life experiences. So I'm a mom that's at 2:00 in the morning and I'm trying to breastfeed my baby and my husband is not being cooperative. How does this particular answer apply to real life?
So in real life, you will always want to have that safe space for your baby to sleep in. If you're going to use like a bouncer or something that is meant for babies to be in while they're awake, you need to be present with that baby. But we recommend using things like a pack and play or a bassinet, so that way there's nothing in that crib or around that baby. The picture of the baby explains it all. Nothing in the crib, just baby, and using proper sleepwear so that baby stays warm.
But what if my great grandmother told me that this is the way I'm supposed to do that, and if my baby doesn't be next to me, that she's not going to have a connection with me?
I mean, it's always hard not to listen to your elders, but at the same time, this is why we're doing things like this, because when you know better, you do better.
Real life
Safe
experience.
space. Yes, safe space is always better.
It's also
Any other
important to
questions
note.
about this particular category?
It's also important to note that every baby should be placed in a safe sleep environment, regardless of where that is, which means no blankets, bouncy seats, or no blankets, toys, or positioning items or pillows.
So Mariah, you telling me that I can't put toys and stuffed animals in the crib with my baby?
Not in the crib, car seat, bouncy seat, baby swing, anywhere that baby could be placed.
And you telling me that my baby is going to be safe with just a blanket on them and not fully covered the way I want to be?
And baby should not be placed with a blanket either, because it's a suffocation risk.
And in fact, if you go online and you look at like a Target website, all their cribs are bare. And if you go on a website that sells items like bumpers and blankets, they specifically say do not use while babies are in that bed or in that crib.
So why is Toys R Us or Babies R Us, or why are they still selling those products if they're not appropriate for the crib?
A lot of them do not sell those things anymore. And if you do find them, you have to read the fine print, because everything sells when you want your baby's crib to look cute.
Outstanding. Next question. It is now the team of Roderick Williams. Please select a category and amount.
Correction, that is the team of Sister First Lady.
Oh, excuse me. First Lady's team. Let me not be incorrect. First.
We're going to go with true or false for 200.
True or false for 200? Only First Lady's team can respond. True or false? Babies are at risk of choking when sleeping on their beds, on their backs. True or false?
This is Cookie. What is false?
And the answer is?
No answer.
What is false?
That is correct. All right, so Mariah, give us the background for this.
So babies are not at risk for choking when they sleep on their backs. They automatically swallow or cough up any fluids that may come up, including spit up. Babies are specially designed to be sleeping on their backs, and when you actually place them on their stomach, it compresses their trachea and their esophagus, and it makes it harder for them to fill their lungs with air, and it makes it easier for them to aspirate, which is...
But Mariah, all of my family always told us that babies sleep better on their sides or in their stomach. Why are you telling me that they need to sleep on their backs?
So we did used to think that a very long time ago, and even when a lot of us were having our first kids, we were told to put babies on their backs or stomachs. However, there has been a lot of research into how babies sleep and what is safest based on their anatomy. And as we learn more, we are encouraged to do better. And now we know the safest place for baby to sleep is their back. And so that is what is suggested by the American Academy of Pediatrics.
And so this is supported by the American Academy of Pediatrics. Who are those folks?
They are the association of all pediatricians across the country. And they also are involved in international research and international work.
So these are pediatricians who are doctors that take care of youth. Is that correct?
Correct. They are birth through 18. They specialize in the young ones.
All right, next question.
All right, Sister Stubbs, way to go.
All right, so now this is Pastor Rowan's team. Category and amount.
How about sleep for 300?
Sleep for 300. This is for Pastor Rowan's team only to reduce the risk of sudden unexpected infant death, SUID or SIDS. Babies should be placed in a crib in this sleeping position. Only people from Pastor Rowan's team.
This is Lee.
Go ahead, Lee.
What is on their back?
That's right. That's right.
Mariah, is that the correct answer? What is on their back is correct.
Yes,
That's absolutely right.
All right, so Mariah, give us the explanation for that.
So babies should always be placed on their back at nap time and nighttime to reduce the risk of suffocation and sudden infant death syndrome. Again, harking back to our previous question, we know that babies, their anatomy is best suited to be sleeping on their back to decrease the risk of aspiration or breathing in fluids and decrease the risk of choking and allow for full expansion of their lungs.
So Mariah, what if I'm at Walmart and my baby goes to sleep? What do I do?
Well, if you're at Walmart and your baby's asleep, hopefully your baby's with you in a car seat or in a carrier or baby rack that's on you or a stroller. And in a stroller or in a car seat, baby's naturally on their back. And you want to make sure there's no blankets in that crib or car seat or the stroller with them, no stuffed animals and no props. So nothing that is positioning baby in a certain position.
And I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but so you telling me it's okay for me to let my baby sleep in the car seat?
Well, car seats are not for sleeping, but we do recognize that a lot of babies do fall asleep in their car seats. And if you are out running errands and they are asleep in their car seat, that's okay. But that's not where we want babies to be in the habit of sleeping. And their nighttime sleeping and naps should always occur on a flat surface that is hard and that is free from objects.
Awesome. Next question. And this next question goes to First Lady's team. All right, so First Lady, choose a category and amount.
Okay, so in order to keep our lead, we want to go with safety for 300.
Safety for 300. This nursery might be adorable, but what are 3 things that can increase a baby's risk of sudden accidental suffocation and strangulation? So First Lady, we want you to look at this picture and tell us what are 3 risks that you identify. So we need 3 risks that you can identify in this picture.
Okay, should it not be somebody on her team, not her, to answer that?
No, anybody from her team. Yes, anybody from her team. So Renee, if you're on her team,
why don't she try to answer?
We're told we can't participate.
Because we're in a virtual format, guys. We're going to work through this. So
First Lady answer. How about the First Lady answer?
Well, the First Lady can't answer it. Let's see. How about the mobile in the crib, the bumper,
yes,
and the stuff? Is there some stuff? The pillows.
Anybody else from First Lady teams that want to add to that?
The bumper pads. This is Lori. This is Cookie. The bumper pads.
Stop it, Pastor Rowan. Let me run this. This is not the church. This is my role. I'm Steve Harvey tonight. All right, Mariah, what is our answer?
And stuffed animal.
Yes. So toys, stuffed animals, bumper pads, blankets, pillows, and mobiles. Mariah, tell us why.
So we know, as we've talked about before, that things like bumper pads, blankets, and pillows can get in the way of baby being able to breathe correctly, and can accidentally trap or position baby in a way that does prevent them from breathing appropriately. We know that mobiles above the bed, they are great for baby to look at, but if they can reach it, they can accidentally pull it down, and those strings and motors and pieces can possibly choke the baby or cause a strangulation risk or suffocation risk. So we always say to keep mobiles away from the crib or completely out of reach of baby, and to make sure that we are creating the safest space possible for babies. So nothing in the
Mariah, why can't I have a pillow under my baby's head? That doesn't make sense to me.
So you know what? Babies are incredibly resilient little creatures, and they actually sleep very well on firm surfaces. They do not need fluffy, soft surfaces, and actually human beings sleep fairly well on firm surfaces as well. And so with babies, we know that their head needs to be in a neutral position. And if they're on a pillow, their head is actually in not natural position for them. And that can risk their tongue slipping back into their esophagus and causing a suffocation risk.
But Mariah, all of this is
Broderick,
so pretty. It's so cute. It's so wonderful. Why can't I do this for my baby? I want her to look pretty in her crib.
You know what? Your baby doesn't need any of this or realize it's even there. All they want is you.
And also, just so you're clear, you know, repositioning baby is a natural thing. You might have to reposition your baby a few different times before they get accustomed to staying on their back throughout the night. So you're going to have those nights where baby is starting to move around, but if you're diligent and you do reposition and rotate baby's head so they can also avoid getting flat head, baby will get accustomed to being on their back to sleep with nothing in the crib.
But Shalise, every time I put my baby on their back, they cry. When I put them on their side of their stomach, they cry. They stop crying. Why are you wanting me to put my baby on their back and they seem to be suffering?
That's a natural thing, Mom. They are going to cry, and as they get sleepy, they will fall asleep and be okay. But the best thing is to make sure that baby is sleeping in a safe position so that they don't have any complications while they're asleep.
So you telling me I need to let my baby cry themselves to sleep, and that's okay?
I mean, you are more than welcome to pick that baby up and bounce them around and then put them on their back. But you know, babies are going to do what they want to do. But it's still up to us to make sure a baby is.
Well, I'm a first-time parent, and I'm just not good with that, with my babies crying and my wife having to get up and go get the baby. Help me to understand as a father how I can do something different.
I mean, there is ways you can do things different, like holding baby until baby falls asleep before putting baby back into their safe sleep space. But I would definitely not leave baby on their side or stomach so that you feel comfortable that their crying is cared for versus their safety.
So Shalise and Mariah, as an African-American parent that's listening to these policies or rules that you say is safe, how can I be convinced that this is not just something that other folks want us to do that don't fit in our community?
So, Broderick, what I tell my families all the time, these are recommendations. I mean, I was a first-time mom also. I had a baby in the NICU, and if I would have known half the things I know now, I would have implemented them. And even though I came from a family from the South who did things like put baby on pillow to sleep, that didn't make it okay. I'm thankful that my 11-year-old now, who was 4 pounds 3 ounces, is here with us today versus having an accidental situation because I wanted to not listen to the recommendations.
And I'm gonna throw my friend under the bus. So I am the commentator. So I'm Steve Harvey. So I'm gonna take all the time I need to. So if you're tired, go to sleep. Next question.
Just saying, it's 45 minutes. Go.
But we're learning. All right. So we'll move quickly. Next question is to Pastor Rowan's team.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. We'll take health for 300.
And we want him to answer that question.
We'll help you out if you need it.
No,
So for 300.
We want him to answer that question.
Oh,
You know
I'm
who
telling you
got
guys,
that.
I'm loving this. So Mariah and Shalise, we see that we got to put more time into this. All right, so ensuring your baby's health and safety are important at home and in the car. Name 2 things that's wrong with the picture that you currently see.
Absolutely, no problem. The first one is they're in the front seat.
Amen.
That's right. I know that much.
All right.
And whatever's in their mouth ought not be in their hand.
Amen.
Anything else
Right,
from
and
Pastor Rowan's team?
Something
Lee,
else.
The 2
Lee.
things. They're in the front seat. They
Okay.
sucking on something.
All right,
Well,
Mariah, the answer is?
they have that great big old snowsuit on, which
bulky clothing.
There we
Yeah.
go.
and the thing is not up high enough for them around their neck. I don't know what you call that. The clip.
Chest clip.
Yeah. All right,
It's been a
Mariah,
long
explain
time since I had to do a chest clip.
All right,
So
that's
his
right.
answer wasn't right. His answer wasn't right about the thing in his mouth.
Well, but the other slide
All
said
right, First Lady and Pastor, I'm not
That's
going
a
to
bonus.
get into that between the two.
Got a bonus. What?
That's a bonus.
He's in
All
a
right,
different
Mariah,
room.
give
Yeah,
us
that
the
don't look
answer
like
and
nothing needs to
tell us
be in
why.
his mouth.
but
different
I'm
room.
on his team and I helped him out.
That's
I'm
right.
actually going to throw this to Shalise, who is a car seat expert.
All right, Shalise, you please give us the answer and the why.
So the answer is yes, correct, front seat. The chest clip is near belly, which it should be in line with baby's armpits, and the bulky clothing. So there should be no layer of clothes besides maybe their one outfit, or they're going to wear no coats, no blankets, no snowsuits. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people on here are going to be like, what is that car seat strap should be fitted to that baby's chest like a bra strap on a woman. It needs to make sure that that baby does not slide out in case there is an accident. And that car seat strap will keep baby in that car seat if anything is to occur.
Yeah, but what about that nasty looking thing in the baby sticking in his mouth? What about that?
That could have just been something to distract the baby. So we don't know if it was clean or dirty.
No,
I don't know. But
that thing probably got germs all over it.
So
that stuff got COVID-19 on it, and the baby sticking it in his mouth.
Our questions were pre-COVID. So with COVID, that is absolutely not appropriate. All right, First Lady. We got to move forward. The next question, First Lady.
How about safety for 200?
Safety for 200. Mobiles over a baby's crib. Oh, they're so cute. To avoid strangulation risk to baby, you should do these 2 things as it relates to mobiles.
Lori,
Go ahead, Lori.
what is hang mobiles toys out of reach of baby? Remove mobiles toys by the time baby begins to push up on hands and knees or is 5 months old.
Lori is just a Jeopardy queen. Look at that. Look at Lori working.
Say amen for the nurses.
All right, Mariah, either you or Shalise, who's going to give the explanation?
What is hanging mobiles toys out of reach of baby, removing mobile toys, blankets, and bumpers? So First Lady has already kind of went over that. We do not want any of this in that crib when baby is in there. Now, if you want to recommend to your family that they can take all that stuff and put it in there when baby's not in the crib and take pictures of that baby's nursery and everything, that is fine. But when it is time for baby to sleep, take it all out. They are, and Mariah, you can correct me, for those who want to have that new mesh lining, that has been one of the things that we have somewhat recommended, at least I somewhat recommend, if that's something that families want to do. There's a mesh lining that can go in and out of baby's crib that replaces the bumper, and it's a breathable material. So in the case baby does roll, it eliminates suffocation.
Awesome. So right now at the halfway point, the score is First Lady's team 1,000, Pastor's team 900, The next question is up.
Wait a minute. How'd that happen?
Yes.
No, the score is correct. The score is correct.
I'm trying to keep it real now.
Oh,
Right.
because they've had one more question than what we've
one
had.
more question. That is correct, but we're at
Okay.
the halfway point. I simply stated the fact.
Just give us the final question so we can close it out.
That's right. All right. Well, we're not there yet. All right. So, Pastor, your next category.
I'm waiting on some. Okay. Well, why don't we go sleep for 200?
Sleep for 200. The acronym SUID is used by Centers for Disease Control. By the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to describe this. In essence, what is SUID?
Lee? What is sudden, unexpected infant death?
There you go.
Yay.
And the answer is?
All righty.
When did it change?
Mariah
When did it change?
or Shalise, give us the definition and explanation.
So, sudden unexpected infant death is a term used to describe the sudden unexpected death of a baby less than 1 year old with no obvious causes when there is an unsafe sleep situation. If there is no unsafe sleep situation, it is considered SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome.
Oh, okay.
So Mariah, also talk about, so this is not something that probably our faith community is aware of. Help us to understand how these deaths are identified by either, what are the two individuals, and forgive me, it escapes me, in the coroner versus the, help me out.
Medical examiner?
Medical examiner, thank you. So the coroner versus medical examiner, and as we're dealing with FEMA here in Wyandotte County, how does SUID play out in those roles?
So the coroner versus medical examiner is a little bit different here in the state of Kansas. Coroners are appointed. They are not elected in, and they do not have to have a medical background. A coroner can be a butcher, a plumber, an electrician. They're just an appointed person. A medical examiner is someone who is a doctor by nature, so an MD doctor, and is also trained to perform autopsies and death examinations. Now, I can tell you that not all babies who die under 1 year of age of non-investigatable causes receive autopsies. That's up to the parents to decide if they would like to do that, and sometimes they choose not to because there's a cost involved. But we know here in Wyandotte County, we are moving to a medical examiner situation, and they are going to be shared with another county. So we'll have some better records coming out soon. And the Wyandotte County Fetal Infant Mortality Review Board, we actually review cases of all viable fetuses and up to 1 year of life. And so viable fetus is any it's considered a viable fetus after the gestational age of 21 weeks plus a certain weight. And so that means that they are big enough to have intervention taking place. They have to be big enough for an IV to be put in, and they have to be big enough for medical technology to be used on them, which is typically about 21 to 22 weeks plus weight. So about 500 grams or more. And
so Mariah, help me to understand. I want you to clarify me. So for right now, Wyandotte County may have a coroner that does not have medical experience and background that is completing death certificates that go to families.
So I do not know the exact background of our coroner in Wyandotte County, but I can tell you that they have been doing this for an incredibly long time and are at retirement age, and that Wyandotte County will be participating with a neighboring county in their medical examiner process, and that may already be taking place. I can tell you that we have a large number of infant deaths in our county that are attributed to an unsafe sleep situation. They may not have passed away due to suffocation or strangulation, but they were found in an unsafe sleep situation. and that would be marked a SUID death.
So in your expertise, is it better for a county or city to have a coroner with or without training, or a medical examiner that has training?
So it is always best for a medical examiner to be the one doing the autopsies and reviewing death records because they have a medical background. There are a lot of cities and femur groups that utilize a pediatric specialist. So sometimes the pediatric hospital does them. Children's Mercy is involved in quite a few examinations on the Missouri side. But it is always best to have a medical professional, and it's even better if it's a pediatric medical examiner or professional.
And Mariah, you can chastise me if I'm inappropriate for saying this, but I'll share with the on the call that right now, Wyandotte County has a coroner, and the current coroner has been yielding the decision to his daughter, who may or may not have the correct knowledge to make these decisions, and is a bone of contention. This is not coming from Mariah or Shalise. This is coming from Broderick as a Kansas City, Kansas resident, that there's an issue.
It's his niece, not his daughter.
Okay, thank you. I stand corrected. All right, so you guys need to know that in my opinion, there may come to question the expertise of the individuals that's writing death certificates. All right, next question. Melissa, quit sending me stuff through text. We're gonna get to this. All right, so I'm going, because of time, we're gonna allow 2 more questions, 1 for each team, and then we'll have a final question. So First Lady, you're up.
We want health for 200.
Health for 200. All right, health for 200. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle during pregnancy is important. Expectant moms can make sure their baby has a healthy start by doing what? And what I want First Lady you to do, to name 3 things expecting parents can do to help have a healthy pregnancy and baby.
No smoking. No alcohol. Oh, what is no smoking? No alcohol. Attending prenatal visits. And a healthy diet. What else? Oh, okay.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So Mariah, tell us why that's important.
So it's important to maintain regular prenatal visits because there are some health conditions that can pop up during pregnancy that we want to make sure we are aware of to have the healthiest outcome. And your first prenatal visit ideally should start within the first 8 weeks of pregnancy. However, we do know that quite a few women do not realize they're pregnant until after 8 weeks. So as soon as you find out you're pregnant, a call to a healthcare provider is ideal. You want to avoid smoking, alcohol, and recreational drugs, including marijuana. We know that those substances do cross the placental barrier and can affect the infant, especially the ones that are inhaled, like smoking and marijuana. We know that that reduces oxygen flow to the baby, which does reduce their growth development, and it can cause some neurological development impediment as well. You want to maintain a healthy diet because everything that you eat passes through to baby. So if you are consuming a diet that's high in fats and low in nutrients, that can affect the growth of baby. We also know that our bodies are amazing and they will pull all the nutrients from our bodies and our bones to feed baby. And so you can be malnourished if you do not eat a healthy diet. It does not have to be perfect. It just needs to be balanced. Make sure you're getting enough protein, fruits and vegetables, and water throughout the day. Take medications as prescribed that have been approved by your provider. So if you were on medications before you got pregnant, do not stop them. Call your doctor first to see if they are safe or if you need to be switched to a different medication. And make sure that if you've been prescribed a medication in pregnancy, you're taking it as prescribed. And it is okay to be physically active. If you've never exercised before and you become pregnant, we do not suggest that you go out and train for a marathon. However, if you are a marathon runner, you can absolutely run marathons pregnant as long as your doctor says it's okay.
Righty. Outstanding. All right, next question, and it goes to the Pastor Rowan team.
Now we get 2 questions to answer or 1?
You get 1 question.
Okay. Thought I heard something about 2 questions. Okay. Hey, hey, come on, Sister Della, why don't you and I answer a question? How about we take
Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, okay. All right.
How about you and I answer this one here? Cribs for 200.
Cribs for 200. Cribs are great to have for a baby's room. But when selecting a crib, it is important to avoid cribs that have the following. I need for your team to name me at least 1 thing to avoid in a crib.
Mama said I slept in a chest of drawer for a few weeks before they moved. Get the crib.
Anybody?
Stalling for
What
time.
should not be in the crib?
He's stalling for time.
Does anybody have it? I have it.
I mean, go ahead, Lisa.
Don't put the answer up yet. Don't put it up.
Okay, this is Lee.
Go ahead, Lee.
You just want 1?
Yeah.
You should not. Okay. What are cutouts in the head? Cutouts, colorful cutouts in the head or the foot panels of the bed?
Judges?
That is correct.
All right.
See?
You skated in that one.
It's also important, I want to address something real quick that Pastor Rowan said about sleeping in a dresser drawer. While that may not be ideal, if that is all you have for baby, that is okay. Just place a towel that's been folded over twice in the bottom of the dresser drawer for a little bit of padding, and that is an okay place for baby to sleep if need be.
There you go. We get extra credit for that answer.
Amen.
Yeah. Extra credit.
You get extra credit if I give you the other 2?
No, but no extra credit, but you can share them.
What is a poorly fitting mattress? And what are slats that are wider than 2 3/8 inches apart?
Learn that.
Correct. That's correct.
I got one too. I got one.
Go.
Okay, come on, Tony.
No drop sides or any older cribs.
That's right.
Right.
That's a bonus question.
Mariah and Shalise, I think our how much time do we have left for our game?
We have approximately 10 minutes.
All right, so here's what I want to do, because I want to have some dialogue after we finish. So let's do a final Jeopardy question now.
What's the score?
4.
Allow so team has, according to my notes, let's see, 200, 1,200. Pastor Rowan's team has 600, 900, 1,100, 1,300. So right
no, man.
Time out.
Oh, man. No.
Yeah.
Only because I knew Rod would have some issue with it.
Yeah.
So we winning? Are we winning?
Yeah, baby.
So here's the
hey, Mr. Host.
Yes, sir.
Now, Jillian, you're supposed to make a wager on the final question.
That's correct. That's correct. So the final Jeopardy does require each team to make a wager, and based on the wager each team presents with a correct answer will determine who is the final winner. And
all right.
And we're up next, correct?
We got to go against each other, and you need to unlock my buzzer.
And here's NBC. Here's what NBC CDC. Okay, you gotta listen. Here's what NBC CDC will do. So this is outside of our normal grant funding because of the relationship that I have with you all. NBC CDC will put up a $50 gift card for the winning team.
All right.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Ooh, that's big coins.
Yeah.
All right. So Mariah and Shalise, can we present a final Jeopardy question.
Can I make our wager, or we don't make a wager?
No. So Mariah, Mariah, do they make the wager now or after they see the question?
Yeah, we have to make it now.
You make your wager now, but you do not state it until you see the question. I will
Right.
the answer until you've stated your wager, and it is competing team against team.
But how we gonna know what Dory writes down?
Well, Tony's on my team.
Yeah.
Well, I said, how will we know what Dory's team wagers?
No, we just wager each one, and then they'll tell us after we each wager, we'll review it.
And I'm even up to Andy. I'll take each team captain out to lunch for their team for the winning team.
Oh my!
Not McDonald's either.
Man, this is getting good.
I'd like to make a suggestion.
We want some gates.
I'd like to make a suggestion that the wagers,
a slab and a full fry,
be put in the chat privately to Broderick.
Okay.
That's a great suggestion. So put your wager, team captains, put your wager in the chat to Broderick privately, and then also your answer as well.
But I'm supposed to be consulting with my team.
Well, you can do that.
You can do it through chat.
Well,
when you put it in the chat, everyone sees it.
No, you can privately. You can privately chat.
You can privately chat with
you can use a little arrow and you put the person's name on there.
We believe you got this. You don't have to consult. You got it.
Okay, we're going for the whole shebang.
Oh, and so are we.
Whoa,
but if you both answer the same question, then everybody gets it.
Try to take everybody to lunch.
It just depends on who. And if I have to take everybody to lunch, I
ain't gonna send it to everyone.
Hey Tony, and that don't mean what $5 lunch needs. You got all these people, Roger.
No, we don't want no beef on bun. We want some
so let me correct that statement. Everybody except for Roderick.
We want a mixed plate.
I hear you, Joe. We want a mixed plate. We don't want no beef on bun.
Yeah.
We don't want no. Well, they didn't burn up now. We can't get no wing pack either. We don't want
That's
no.
Right.
So Pastor Rowan, would you accept
want none of them?
Would you accept a presidential platter for your
There
team
you go.
members?
All right.
Yes.
All right, now
you
talking. That'll work.
All right.
Tough crowd here. You know that, brother.
Well, a couple of them I might know a little bit. Couple of them.
All right.
All right, so I'm waiting on responses.
We're going to go for the whole shebang, all our points.
Yes, and we are going to do the same.
All right, so both teams are everything. So Mariah
for the gusto.
So now before you put the question up, hold on. So Mariah, you're going to put up the final question, and then they need to respond to me with their responses, correct?
Yes, they need to respond to you in the chat.
All right.
So wait, so how do we consult with our team members?
Because you can consult privately. I'll give you 5 minutes to consult privately through the chat with your team members. So
Tony,
you can.
I don't see Tony on my in my drop down box. He Galaxy 500 is Della.
Let's
So
see.
Tony must not have a legitimate email address. He must be.
No, he's
wait
in
a
there.
minute.
Just
Yes,
scroll
I
down.
do have a wait a minute.
Pastor Rowan, just scroll down and you'll see him.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Am I in
He
there?
might be like Rod. They are aliases.
Yeah.
Sister,
He's got it.
Sister Dory, what's the name of your team? Is it First Lady's first team?
Yeah, but it's
First
not
Lady is a
showing up
team,
under the
and
chat.
Pastor Rowan is a team.
It's not showing up under the chat though.
But when
Yeah,
I'm
it's
getting
showing up as First Lady's first team in the chat.
No, so
No,
you're
I
not
don't
going to be
see that.
under a team in the chat. You're going to be
in the chat.
individuals in the chat.
So you
It's
won't
not-
see your own, First Lady, you won't see your own name in the chat option because you can't chat yourself.
Yes.
Well, how do I get everybody in the chat? Just in my team, man.
No, you all got to individually chat with yourself. That's why I'm saying I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 7 minutes to talk with each other.
So you can put us in a
Okay,
team. I know how to
and-
do the breakout groups. I learned that.
Our team, we're going to send it to the answers to Roderick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all gonna lose then. That's okay.
First
Y'all
lady,
already lost.
Okay.
Lori, give it to Lori. I'm
I
telling you.
got you, Pastor Ron. I see you right there. Okay. I'm in.
Got me?
the chat.
I see Renee. But Renee's not playing.
I see Renee over there.
Sister Dory, we see you. You on there. First lady, first team.
Okay.
Hey, Letha,
Mariah and Shalise.
bring
this
home
has
the
been a
money,
blast.
Letha. Bring home the money.
Pastor,
Are y'all ready for the question?
Yes.
we gonna get in a
I
chat.
love it. I love it.
Your 10 minutes are up, Broderick.
Okay,
What now?
I'm posting the question now.
All right, here we go. All right, here is the Jeopardy question.
Good job. Somebody got to do it, man. There you go, Sister Dory, right here. Yeah.
Pastor, how am I gonna send you the answer?
You
Put
gonna
it
have
in
to
the
do
chat
it.
directly
got it
to
right
him.
there.
Dirty
What?
job, but somebody's
You
got
go and put one in for us, Letha.
I don't know where to put it.
You got to put it to pastor first. Put it to your pastor first privately.
Dory, you see
Where?
it?
No.
Chat.
Go down, click
I'm
on.
having a problem trying to
Hey,
do
Letha,
that.
send me a text.
Okay.
Send me a text
He's
right
in
quick.
chat.
I was going to say, y'all got, I think y'all probably know each other's phone number. Yeah.
Just
Dory,
go
I
down
just
America's
text
Funniest
you.
Videos.
Y'all send me a text.
All right.
Do we have to wait 7 minutes? Can we answer the question now?
No.
Roderick Williams.
So,
Melissa, get your husband, will you?
Sister Dory, you get the answer?
Wait a minute. Are y'all on the same team or y'all on different teams?
Roger, don't you worry about it.
All right, I got our answer. So where do I put it?
Time out. You put it in the chat directly to me.
All right, hold on a minute.
oh,
Dory, you want me
The
to
final answer goes
yeah, send
in
me
the
that
chat.
number. Send me the number.
the number?
Yeah, it's a number.
No. You have a drop-down box on the chat that says Roderick.
Yes, but Roderick, I want you to send me the number.
Okay.
On average, a
Oh,
child
okay.
will go
Yeah, I
through
got
this
you.
many
I got you.
diapers from birth.
Okay. There you go.
Gotcha.
There you go.
So
And
now,
y'all can't be texting your grandson.
There you go.
And
I've been
again,
through
Brian and
111
Felice,
already.
This has been a blast.
Dory, you get it?
Okay, I got yours. Other team members,
Is
do
an
you have a
appropriate
number
answer
as well?
Too many?
Get mine, Roderick.
So the
So,
answer
yeah, I'll
will
give
be
you
the
answers.
one
I got
closest
answers.
to it.
Yeah.
I got answers.
So
So
the
I got
one
an
will be
answer from
closest
Pastor
to it.
Rowan.
Lori, did you send
waiting-
an answer?
Yes,
I'm
I
waiting on
sent my
First
answer
Lady.
to Roderick.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
So
well,
I've
let
got to
Roderick
have the
know
answer.
that.
So I've got the answer
And
from
then
Pastor Rowan's
Roderick,
team.
let me know if we still want to go with your number.
Okay.
4 times 12.
Roderick only put down 200.
Go with Cookie's number.
And who
Roderick only
else?
put down 200.
Sister Subs, I didn't get yours.
Bradford.
Melissa, I thought you weren't
That-
playing, so
oh,
how
yeah.
can you be choosing sides?
Oh,
I sent it to you, Rod. It says
also
for
on your
me,
team, Dory.
Rod, it says for me to Roderick Williams privately.
Yes.
So and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. First Lady's team.
You sent it to my phone?
Pastor Rowan's answer.
I sent it to the chat, Rod.
I'm
Send
looking
it to
at
the
it. I
chat.
don't see it.
Look here, we'll just
we
give
don't
y'all
see
the
it.
napkins from
He's
the dinner.
cookie,
All
Roger.
right. We'll give y'all the napkins from the dinner.
before they get dirty.
Yeah, we'll give the
Renee,
napkins.
Renee, I need your help praying for your pastor and your first lady. Can I get a help? Because I'm
So team
sensing
first
some
lady, are we
dissension in the
sticking with
ranks.
the number that
I don't
Roderick?
see. Well, I'm trying to see Cookie.
Pastor, did you see my answer?
It
Yes,
says
sir.
for
Good answer.
me.
Good answer. Right on.
I know, Sister Star. I'm looking for Cookie, but I don't see that.
All right, so
Okay, let me send it to you
so
again,
it don't
Rod.
have to
I'll
be
send it
that
to you
difficult.
again.
Time up.
Go ahead.
Time
Time ain't up. Go ahead, Lori.
Nuh-uh. That's a long 2 minutes.
All right.
There's no time out.
Here's
No
what
public,
we,
'cause
here's what we do.
There's no time out. There's no time out.
All right, so everybody now silence.
Hold on, we've not
Okay.
given our number yet.
Over.
You got to make a
First lady,
decision,
I need a
Dory.
number.
It's over.
First lady, I
Okay,
need a
hold
number.
on, let me send it. Just a second.
No, Rod, that ain't right, man. It's over 2 minutes.
Oh, shoot.
You said 2 minutes.
Ron, I
Cedric,
sent it to you from
Pastor
Cookie.
Rowan, get me out of your household, man. I'm not getting into that.
I can go downstairs, man. I
Oh, I
got 2
see.
rooms.
All right.
Hashtag, what happens when old people get technology?
I see.
All right,
Renee.
Roger,
Renee,
are you gonna
you
send
and I
me
need to
a,
help this
I
brother.
just sent.
Renee, will you
2
help a
minutes.
brother? Will you help a brother, Renee?
I did already.
Sister Dory, I
it
just
has
sent it
to,
to you.
it can't be a range. It has to be a solid, a one number.
We'll put it in the middle of that then. So you
Okay.
No, it can be a range. It can
It
be a
can be
range.
arranged. Yes, it can.
Yeah.
It can be arranged.
I know 2 minutes have passed, Brother Crawford.
you, Sister Dory, whatever you come up with there.
I feel
I
like
need a number. I need a number.
Okay, Roger, we sent it to you.
All right.
Boy, that's cheating.
It has to be arranged.
It's starting to feel like a Friday prayer time.
Renee, I
Actually,
asked
it
for
should
your
be just a
support.
solid
I
number.
asked for your
because
I'm trying.
These are your people.
Hey,
Shoot,
Roger,
this
I'm gonna
lady
throw my
will be Friday prayer
I
time.
want a challenge.
All right, Mariah and Celise, bail me out. Okay, here's what we have. So I have received the responses from both teams, and
Oh boy.
responses from both teams are the same.
Oh.
They're absolutely the same. Both teams' responses is between.
Is that because both teams use Google?
Yes.
I tell you what, Broderick, I think our team won because the other team took longer than 2 minutes.
That's right. That's right.
No,
They were
no,
overtime.
no, no, no.
I
They
got
were
a penalty.
overtime.
I got a red flag on the field.
We
So
beat
the red flag has gone to the only one judge that has the ability to make this determination, and that's me. So Mariah and Celise, give us the final answer.
Oh.
Ooh, we won that. All right then. Yes.
What was the answer, Broderick?
Where's the answer?
So both teams said between 7,000 and 9,000 diapers. So both the same answer, and I'm willing to say.
Oh, we had 7,500 on one of them.
Hold on, because of the response that NBC CDC has had with our sponsorship for this, I'm okay with taking in the First Baptist Church group, both to a First Baptist Church dinner with every baby that won on the cost of NBC CDC.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
All right now.
When we gonna go? Now you know we got COVID.
You guys be social distant.
So let me give some
I'll
qualifications.
take mine to go.
Let me give some qualifications. So Cedric Rowan,
I'll sit outdoors on the
Roderick
patio and eat
Williams,
mine.
Melissa Williams, they can't participate. For them too well.
What?
No, it's all good. So here's what we'll do.
That's
So,
all right. That's
in
all
all
right.
honesty,
Don't worry.
in all honesty,
Brother
let me just say this. Hold on now. If I'm paying for this, let me talk. So we're appreciative of all of you all participating in this endeavor. This has been a great process of what we have done to understand infant mortality and what we do in this community. Many of the First Baptist ministers don't fully understand how much I appreciate Pastor Rowan, Melissa, Renee, First Lady, and how you all have truly been champions of what is a problem in this community. So please know that from another community member, I appreciate that. I have great relationships with many of you, but because of Mariah and Lee, they have made this opportunity possible. So please know that we had fun tonight. I hope that you all have learned something. I have no problem with buying gates for everybody.
All right.
You can do that. I have no problem. Now, I'm not going to sit in the Gates dining area with you.
All right, then.
Not either.
But if it takes me buying a gift certificate or whatever.
Right. That's right, Lisa.
Yeah, is
Please
the
forgive me,
Kansas one
no
back open
disrespect.
yet? Because
Hear
they
me
had a
out, hear me
fire.
out, hear me out, hear me out again. Hear me out.
Not yet.
Your pastor, my friend, Cedric and I have known each other for 40 years, and there's not a better person that I appreciate the opportunity to align myself with someone with community engagement and community work. So please know that he is special to me. He is important to me. Now, we got a couple of differences, but that's my brother. I love your pastor.
My friend.
And then here's what I want to do, because we got to do this for funding purposes. So Mariah and Shalise, you all have the final word.
Well, real quick before they get the final word, I didn't get the answers to all the questions, and one of the answers was, what should cribs not have? And the answer was cutouts in the footboard and the headboard panels. What I haven't seen anything like that. What is that?
Okay, so thank you. So right now I see Galaxy 850. So yes, any questions that you all have. So again, let me back up. Mariah and Felice, you all answer that.
Sometimes cribs come with decorative cutouts in the shapes of like fleur-de-lis or hearts or Mickey Mouse or any
Animal
design, animals that are actually cut out in the part of the crib baby's head is or foot is. Those can lead to, you can have suffocation occur or strangulation occur there if it's small enough or big enough for baby's head to fit through, or if their foot or arm gets caught in it, that could cause a twisting or damaging of a joint. And so they would suggest not having any opening that's bigger than the 2 3/8 inches, or a 12-ounce can of soda is the largest you want. Any spacing between a crib or any opening on a crib that a child could possibly be hurt on.
Okay.
So I've got a question from one of my dear friends, Yvette, my earmuff friends, who has not had an opportunity to express herself. So Yvette, you want to have something to say?
I did not ask for anything to say anything. I just asked you a question.
Well, no, you will see. Here's the challenge. Here's the challenge with dealing with me. Don't send me something to me private that you don't want me to be public. So don't do that to me.
I just said, what about me? I had to listen to all this. What, do I get dinner too?
Particularly when I know one of your sisters is a part of the car.
How about two?
You got two in there, man.
And your point?
Triple trouble. Yes, sir.
Simply that I love you and I appreciate all the work that you've done. So I will say to the First Baptist team, so understand you all have taken us through a process that we had not envisioned, we had not planned for, but it was absolutely important for us to work through this process. Now we had to do it in a virtual format. And Pastor Rowan, my friend, my brother, I appreciate you for allowing us to do this. But man, I'm telling you, you guys don't realize I'm sitting in private conversations. This is great. This is absolutely wonderful. The fact that we could do this and have this conversation on a virtual format that allows all of us, and I would expect and I would hope that all of you all learn something from what we just shared in an hour and a half. So Rhonda and Leisha and all the folks that I don't see their names, man, we love you. And I appreciate even the opportunity for me to come to, because of Renee's invitation, to even speak to the congregation. gosh, this is such important. So before we close, again, Mariah or Shalice, talk about the statistics of African American women and losing children in our county and how important that is that we do the work that we do.
So as we mentioned at the top of the call, in Wyandotte County, and it's also across the metro, African American Black babies die at a rate of 4 times that of white babies. And so the infant mortality rate.
Let me stop you there, Mariah. So
Yes,
when
sir.
you say that they die 4 times the rate, let's break it down. Tell me what that means.
So they calculate rate by 1 death per 1,000 births is how they calculate the rate. And so what that means is that for every 4 babies that die that are Black or African American, 1 white baby dies. And so if there are 5 white baby deaths, we can count on approximately 20 Black or African American babies dying.
Let me stop you right there. So 1 white baby and 20 African American babies.
So it's an average, and so it's not a hard fact that follows that, but it's an average that we've seen consistently across the metro and across the country. And a lot of it does have to deal with systemic racism because our healthcare systems and systems in place we have here in the U.S. Are built for dominant culture, white individuals that are middle class. They're not built for anybody else. And so we know that the historical stress that has been on Black and Brown communities for the past 400 years has definitely affected the accessibility of healthcare and your bodies. We know that the endocrine systems in Black and Brown bodies have aged faster than those in white bodies due to systemic stress. We know that factors that are beyond your control and beyond the everyday person's control that address issues within our systems, like the way healthcare is accessed, how economic development is encouraged, how school funding occurs, disinvestment in neighborhoods, gentrification, all of that leads to stress on the body and systemic racism. And
Mariah, I'm gonna cut you off. So
yes, sir.
Help me understand. You are a white female. I
am.
Not in the urban community. Why is it so important to you?
It's important to me because I know that I can leverage my privilege as a white woman to raise this concern to a level that we can hope to make change. And I know I don't belong in every room. I know that I do not belong in every circle or every community, but I know that I have the ability to open certain doors, and I'm happy to leverage my privilege on that and put my reputation and my livelihood on the line to ensure that every person has equitable access to healthcare, to education, to housing, to economic opportunity. And until that happens, we do not have a fair and just society. And so I will do everything I can to make that happen. And I will also cede my responsibilities and my roles to communities of color and take that step back and sweep the floor instead of leading when it is needed. And Shalice is right along with me in all of this, and I hope.
So you actually answered the question. So I'm going to Shalice. As an African American woman, a mom, a wife in this community, why is this conversation important?
It's very important. I mean, I have experienced a lot of the same health disparities that a lot of these women are facing, not being heard when you go to a physician and let them know your concerns. Even more recently, hearing multiple people in my inner circle who have lost healthy babies because they are not being heard or taken seriously. And so it is important for me to help bring awareness to the situation, to also work with people who are willing to sit at the table. And I want to say, Mariah doesn't take a lot of credit, but I am finding as I'm doing the work, and Broderick, you might be able to, agree that sometimes the tables that Mariah is allowed at, I am not. And I'm fighting to get there, and she is my ally in this change. And so we work together to make and influence change in the African American community, because it's not just affecting the women, it's affecting the families. And so we have to work together to encourage change in the way we live, eat, to make sure that we're standing up for equal rights, so that Black women and their babies are making it to the age of 1. And so every baby to 1 is specifically working in the faith-based community to make sure we get to that point.
A final word, Pastor Rowan. Please help us in your bully pulpit, from what you said as a pastor, as a community leader, as a member of the African American community. Why is this important?
I was going to say is that's why it's important enough for us to vote. Because
I got to go.
I understand the healthcare.
Yeah, go ahead. Anybody has to go. You good?
The Affordable Health Care Act is vulnerable in this election, and the ability to not have health care. We already know it's a disparity in it that was brought faced by COVID-19. Really brought it all to the surface. And I appreciate Maya's comments of her willingness to step forward. Not many are taking that statement that I'm not African American, I'm not Hispanic, but I have acknowledged and felt the pain and seen the pain, so she can empathize and sympathize. So it's important, Roger. You know, it goes without saying, all of what we're doing tonight in the fun and jest, but I'm still sitting there thinking of the time we spent with our grandson and how his mother took the appropriate steps of walking to the hospital when he was born and to see baby to 1 in a different format there in Indiana. And this was in eastern Indiana, which is just south of Gary. So across the nation, this need to be cognizant of health disparities. I saw a chat there with someone saying African-American female with African-American doctor. Couldn't be an article out there about that in terms of our success. So we have to be willing to stand up, speak to truth to power, and not be afraid to say, hey, it no longer. It's amazing that all of us on this phone call slept in cribs with bumper pads. And probably had those little twirly things in front of us. Everything that we learned tonight not to do, we all grew up just like that. Not without question. All of those things that we did with our children today is a no-no. It blows me away. And that just shows how good God is, that he kept us. So now that we know better, we got to do better. And we got to teach better. And health of the mother from the time of her conception to the time of the baby's birth. And bringing a baby to the world is not easy. I mean, obviously not, but I had to watch my wife go through emergency C-section, and that's a frightening experience to see. All of that, that's a critical moment. Life and death hangs in the balance for both baby and mother. So we do have to continue to fight for nurses like Lori, who works in the school system. So those children who come can continue to get beyond 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when they get to her. They can reach 14 and 15 and 16. So as one said, from the womb to the tomb, there's much, much, much more work we need to do. And especially prenatal care and healthy diets, not smoking, not drinking. I know a gentleman who, and I'm gonna be done here and I'll offer a word of prayer if you wish. I know a gentleman.
No, you will. So
let me end with
Mariah
this.
For a final context, and you to close us with a final prayer. Know that.
And I'm gonna end my comments on this. I know a gentleman who had a grandson and his daughter was on cocaine, and I tell you what he went through from that baby's birth, from that first 12 months. His stories just knocked me to my knees. So prenatal care and the impact that drug, cocaine, had on that infant child when he was born. The shaking, the violent shaking, the withdrawal the baby had to go through. Stories are gut-wrenching. Yeah. So much we need to do. And this is just one step.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
so, Mariah,
ladies.
Yeah. No, you good. So Mariah, if you'll give some final comments, and actually I'm gonna ask First Lady to give the closing prayer. Mariah?
So thank you for participating today in our game night. This is the liveliest crew, and I thoroughly enjoyed this activity and event, and I haven't laughed this hard in a very long time, and I appreciate you taking the time out tonight to do this. This is, again, recorded, and our editors will take it and bring it down into a format that is appropriate for YouTube. And to be shared. And of course, the format, once its final edit versions, will be sent to Pastor Rowan and First Lady, who can then share it with the congregation after they approve it. And then you will all also receive the YouTube link through Pastor Rowan and First Lady as well. It takes about a month usually for the edits to happen. So we should have this back by November at some point. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let Melissa or Renee know, and they can reach out to Shalise and myself, or Broderick as well. He can also reach out to us. If you want to get involved in any of the infant mortality work, there are a couple of groups that are doing the work. Cradle Kansas City is a group that I run. At CHC, we do systems change work, so we change systems themselves, not public-facing work. There's also,
you'll send those links, right?
Yes, I will. There's also the Fetal Infant Mortality Review Community Action Team that we desperately need community members to be on this group and raise concerns and get involved. And I will send all of these informations to First Lady and Pastor Rowan. And if you'd like to join the Every Baby to One planning team, I will also send that information. We are also looking for people to join that.
Mariah, thank you for your comments. Pastor Rowan, man, this has been a very engaging and entertaining experience. First Lady Rowan, I'll ask you to give us our closing prayer and to send it home.
All right. Dear God, we first want to say just thank you for this wonderful day, Lord. Thank you for this experience. We want to thank you for everyone that's involved with Every Baby to One, Lord. And we all want to save the precious lives of all children, Lord. And we just come to you to say thank you. We praise you for who you are. We thank you for the funding, Lord, for the vision, Lord. We just are grateful to you, Lord, and we just praise you for who you are. We ask that you would bless all the participants that were involved in putting this together. For everyone that was on the call, Lord, we thank you and we praise you. We ask all this in Christ's name's sake. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, First Lady. You know, much love, of course.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, be blessed, everyone.
You as well. Thank you,
Good
Brian.
night. It was fun.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Melissa. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.